ATX versus Team Rally.
All right, everybody, welcome back. What a start to the day. Dave Fleming here with Morgan Evans. Pickleball does not get any better than what we just saw, and we're ready to see some more. And we got a couple of teams that want to find their footing here coming up. We've got Team Rally, who unfortunately hasn't caught the win column yet, versus the ATX Pickleballers, who won the last match last night, and they acted like they'd won the whole thing. There was that much excitement. Hugging, running around, high-fiving. They were excited. What do you think we're going to see here? Can Team Rally rally and start to maybe build some momentum here in this tournament?
Yeah, I think they are due. I really think that if you look at the kind of players on their team, Jessie, Irvine, Susannah, Barr, J.W. Johnson, Dylan Frazier, individually, these people are phenomenal. They haven't quite been able to gel as well as they would like on the court, but it's only a matter of time. And I think, obviously, the ATX Pickleballers, they've got some tried and true legends in there. Parenteau, Loong are kind of the veterans in that team. Yana, Grechkina, relatively new to the sport, but she has proven herself to be a worthy athlete out there. Incredible drives. Pat Smith, obviously, the Winter Soldier, as he's known. We're seeing here Parenteau. She went #1 in the draft pick. And they will be taking on Jessie, Irvine, and Susannah Barr. Just about to get underway. Irvine will be serving to Grechkina.
Here we go. Again, 1 game to 15 if you're just joining us. Win by 1. Grechkina.
Great short angle overhead there.
Look at those feet are bouncing. They're ready to go over here, Morgan.
Oh, fantastic movement.
0-0-1.
First point on the board for the ATX Pickleballers. And if you're wondering what that stands for, Austin, Texas Pickleballers. That's where we are, right here in a suburb of Austin in Dripping Springs.
I thought it had something to do with the small four-wheel drive buggy, but it really made no sense to me either, so I'm glad you cleared that up.
Happy to do that for you and everyone that might be listening, Morgan. Here we go.
Excellent.
Parenteau to serve. Grechkina bringing that big forehand.
Point.
And they will violently tap hands when they win a point. It's a lot of aggressive, supportive play here.
Come on. Point.
And that shot there from Barr, just finding the net, unfortunately.
4-0-2.
So,
and again,
4-0.
another rampage out the gate in these doubles matches this morning, Morgan. Grechkina apparently was aware that it is Lobfest 2021 today and threw up a beauty of her own.
Indeed, I wonder if the festival will continue into 2022.
We can only hope.
It does add an exciting element to the game, so I'm certainly not opposed to it.
Watch it.
Parenteau just so smooth. Everything's effortless.
Yeah, it's eloquent, really, how she moves around the court.
6-0-2.
And they are going to look to target Grechkina in transition especially. That is a very tricky area. Often the last kind of part of your game that really gets put into play.
Got it. Got it.
Again, gotta Got the lob going, but you got to be ready. If you lob and retreat, no, lob and stay up there. And there it is. Be ready for the next one. 0-6-2.
You go. You. You. Yours. Yours.
You will hear Susannah Barr
Mine.
communicate brilliantly with her partner throughout this match.
Got it. Yours. You. Yeah, so good.
ATX Pickleballers just playing great complimentary pickleball here to
Yeah.
start, Morgan.
Very much so. And I've already seen Catherine Parenteau starting to take more middle balls.
Yours. Got it. Up. Up. Oh, yeah. Sorry. All right, let's go.
Ball does find the court.
Not hit clean. The swing looked out, but the spot on the paddle did not push it.
If
deep.
it was clean, it was well out.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
You. Oh, so good. Take the swing. Let's go.
It's a nice drive from Grechkina. A little high, might have been floating, not sure, but we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Yours. Let's go.
All right, Morgan, what is going on? Here we go again in the doubles. Can we come up with some reason why? It's 8-0.
I'm going to go with La Nina.
Okay.
Yeah, you can usually blame
the weather
those things,
pattern.
right?
Yeah,
Weather
let's go with the
patterns,
pattern.
yeah.
It's got to be a weather pattern, even though we are playing in a covered, pristine court here.
Yeah.
But it must be the weather. It's got to be something. This is crazy.
Or that mercury thing that people were talking about. I forget the name of it, but
See if Barr and Irvine. I mean, this is a team that played
All right,
together
let's go.
before this. They won a gold medal in Newport. I mean,
it's true.
they
8-0 to my serve, right?
It's very true.
So good, Yana. Here we go.
this team has just not been
One stop.
able to find
Get it back.
anything to go their way.
Correct server.
And they come racing out here.
We've always seen a bit of a comeback, though.
Yes.
So if they can,
Let's see if we can get that here.
Let it go. Out. Good
one
try.
good lob deserves another, I suppose.
Here we go.
And deserves another and
And
another.
another, and another.
Did AJ Kohler pull all these people aside and say you have to lob as much as I do?
Yeah, just trust me, it's going to work.
I got it.
The first 12 won't work.
I'm undefeated.
There's a reason.
Let's go.
Second server.
Just getting rid of that 0, man. Maybe they can make a third, get a miss on a fourth on the other
Got it.
side here.
Watch it. Go. You got it. I got it.
And a great ball there. Nice around the post from Yana Grechkina.
She brought it back in.
Yeah,
A lot of people go straight down the line, and you'll see she brings it back in and catches
Caught the foot.
right foot.
Yeah.
It's usually
Yours.
a left foot shot. Well done.
Yeah.
And the confidence Grechkina is playing with
Yeah,
now
do
versus
Yeah.
earlier. Last night, her
Nice and slow.
helping her team get their first win. Huge. Brilliant ball by
got
Grechkina
the,
there.
got the monkey off the back, and now they're rolling. As we
Jessie
search for the
Irvine.
ball,
Yeah.
doing
We
double
do have a
duty.
miniature golf course back here. Pick that out of the, get the pin out of the hole, and we're ready to play.
9-0-1.
Yours. Mine. Got it. You got it. Got it. Got it. Yours. Out. There we go.
Second server.
That is certainly a low ball and off balance. If both of those
Strike
boxes
Yes, ma'am.
aren't ticked for you, then tough day.
9-0-2.
Dubious
Likely.
at best.
again, that balletic movement of Parenteau to track a ball down that's tough and keep it in a safe
10-0-2.
place.
Yours. Yeah, sorry.
That's a
Too
beautiful-
good for Barr, and she almost hits her team owner, Brene Brown, with that. She's here supporting her ATX Pickleballers.
I got it. Got it. Yours. Got it. Good play.
Point.
Finally on the board with a great rally. All four ladies played a brilliant point there.
Yeah, no, and it always feels good if you can find your best stuff and you're rewarded with that point.
Yours. You got it. Yours.
Second server.
Here we go.
That's a rare dink error from Jessie
1-10-2.
Irvine.
One of the smoothest and most consistent at the line.
Yours.
It's really impressive how measured she is up at that kitchen line. Always looks like she's got plenty of time.
Yeah. Right here.
Right up close with Parenteau there, and Grechkina to serve at 10-1-1.
I'm curious though, either her mic's not working or she hasn't said a word.
Good spot.
Second server.
Nice try. No, you're good. You're doing great.
Okay.
Keep it up.
10-1-2.
You got it. Watch. Yours. Yours. It's mine. Go. Go. You got it. Yours.
Look at Parenteau add the left hand onto that shot at the last second.
Yeah.
She'd been cutting dinks one-handed.
Certainly caught Barr by surprise.
1. 11. Correct server?
Yes, ma'am.
Marcia Frezzo, our great referee,
11-1-2.
confirms we have the correct server.
Referee Hall of Famer, no doubt about it.
No doubt.
Ow. I like it. You're good.
Side out.
Parenteau, very
Yeah.
positive.
Oh yeah, no, she liked it, but she would have loved it if it was in.
Yeah, it's a like love.
Exactly.
It's perfect. Yeah. You're good. Here you go.
Great positivity here from the ATX Pickleballers.
You got it. Yours. Come on.
Second
Sorry.
server.
Barr's going to have to tighten up her work in the transition area. That low backhand for her is causing a couple of issues.
Mine. Yours. You. Yeah. That's
Beautiful work there. I do love how well Parenteau was happy to take charge in the middle,
Let's get 1 point here.
get long and lean out there, do the damage, and then Grechkina putting it away.
Yours. Watch. So good, Yana. We can be ready. Thank you.
12-1-1.
You got it. Yours. You got it. Yeah.
Another beautiful lob.
Catching Barr again.
Yeah, swooped in, flicked a backhand, this time single-hander, and found an awkward location on Susannah Barr.
13-1-1.
Got it. No.
Point.
Another ball sails wide, and quickly, Morgan, we are at game point for the ATX Pickleballers, who have played pretty much flawless pickleball.
Yeah, they're in a rush.
Second
And a big
server.
forehand from Jessie Irvine. I think if their team has a chance to get back in it,
14-1-2.
she may need to start being a little more aggressive towards the middle.
On command.
Yours.
Side out.
So the save, too. Their team is Team Rally.
Two stops.
Can they rally?
1-14-1.
Mine. Yours.
You've heard the term dink with a purpose. Both sides there moving each other back and forth. Brilliantly played on all
Yeah.
sides.
No one willing to kind of relinquish the power in the dink rally. Both looking very aggressive.
You got it. You go. Come on.
Side out.
And the ball gets back, so they will have another chance to finish off match 1.
You.
Oh,
You good?
Second server.
Oh, and a slight cramp,
What happened?
it looks like.
I stepped wrong.
took a bad step there,
That was
coming
good,
up
though.
there.
Nice look.
Ready to shake and bake her own ball. Finish this, start hugging and high five, and just took a bad step there. Another chance here.
Yours. Got it. Okay. You. So good. Good job.
And not even close to the score we expected in that one, Morgan. 15-1 for the ATX Pickleballers.
Let's go.
They are rolling.
They are absolutely rolling. They're using the momentum from last night. Can Team Rally get the youngsters to come out here? And we're talking Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson coming up next. Combined age, 39.
Wow.
Combined age.
That's my age. It's a good age.
They will
Here you
be
go, Tyler.
staring down Tyler Loong and Pat Smith.
Do you have a bowl?
Hannah Johns ready to
Can we have
talk
a bowl,
to
please?
Catherine and Yana. Hannah, take it
Where's
away.
the camera?
Right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave. I'm out here with Catherine and Yana. Guys, that was a very decisive victory you just pulled off. What was working so well strategy-wise?
I think we've been working hard on strategy. You know, at first it took us a little bit of time to get the chemistry going, and last night we had a great win, and I think we just built confidence from there, and we played really well. Yana was a rock star out there.
Yana, it looks like you twisted your ankle on that last point. Is that correct?
Oh, I got so excited about that one shot over there. I wanted it so bad and just stepped a little bit wrong. I think we did great. We kept the momentum going since last night. As you can hear, I lost my voice. I was so pumped last night about the win, so I just want to keep it going.
I believe you were correct me if I'm wrong, the last overall pick for women. Were you surprised to get selected, and are you happy you participated in this event?
It was definitely shocking for me that I got selected, and I'm super excited to be here. I get really nervous because I play among the greatest players here, so I'm going to try to fight for every single point, and I'm going to be happy about every single point that we win, and let's keep it up, ATX.
Well, you've been fantastic thus far, so you guys are ready to watch now. The men's match coming on next. Dave, back over to you.
Thank you, Hannah. It's great to hear that emotion from Yana Grechkina. We saw it last night, and what I love about that, and you could see on command there, Brene Brown, part of the ownership team of ATX Pickleballers, She's here. She's been supporting her team. She was here till the last ball was hit late last night and is back here supporting pickleball. She loves it. She loves to play it, and it is awesome, Morgan, to see how Major League Pickleball is elevating this sport across the board from our unbelievable ownership group. She's one of 8 groups that committed and stepped up and said, I want to be a part of this inaugural event. And she's here not just in spirit, she is here to see and cheer for her team. Let's see who the men are going to be.
All right, so we've got Tyler Loong and Pat Smith warming up against J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. Pat Smith, 37 years old, Munich, Germany. However, when you talk to the man, you'll know quickly he's had a lot of New Zealand time in him. I'm sure he would have loved to been in Australia, but unfortunately had to settle for New Zealand.
The smaller of the two islands.
Exactly. Dylan Frazier, 20 years old, one of the young guns in the game, and he's going to be partnering up with the other. There he is, 19 years of age, J.W. Johnson. A lot of people look to him as a real kind of future star already, but if you look at his technique, looks very, very similar to Mr. Ben Johns. Dylan Frazier has reflexes of a mongoose.
There they are right there. Okay.
This is what we're in for.
Folks, please call the fire department. All right. Quick point, 1-0
1-0.
for Frazier and Johnson.
Side out.
Side out, and Tyler Loong to serve, 0-1.
0-1-1.
Great move by Johnson
Second
there.
server.
Yeah, he looked like he
0-1-2.
thought he might lose a bit of balance in the kitchen, hopped over just to be sure.
Nice to be 19. So, Morgan, this is a match of a lot of people that like pace.
Yes, indeed. Counter-punching wise,
1-1-2.
Tyler Loong and Pat Smith, two of the best in the biz.
Point.
It'll be very interesting to see which team, if any of them, are actually going to try to settle this down into some dink exchange and have a little polite conversation.
Maybe an hors d'oeuvre. There's that counter punch from Smith, ready when fired at, and they've jumped 3 in a row here to take a 3-1 lead.
3-1-2. Point.
Well, there were 3 dinks there, Morgan.
3, that's more than 2.
4-1-2. Side out.
And there's our first German of the match. There will be plenty more from
1-4-1.
Pat Smith.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Dave?
I do not.
Second server.
Great finish by Loong.
1-4-2. Point.
So,
2-4-2.
1-4 down. Frazier serving to Loong.
Yeah, the drives and the thirds from the youngsters have got to be more precise against a team of this quality.
4-2-1.
Oh, yeah.
Second server.
Smith going for a little more than he needed to.
4-2-2.
My bad, too aggressive. I think we all agree.
And
Side
Loong
out.
slap happy with that forehand.
A couple of loose
2,
errors
4,
give
1.
Frazier and Johnson the ball back down 2.
Second server.
Nice cross-court dink there from Pat Smith. He does have a
2,
wonderful
4, 2.
cross-court backhand slice.
Well, it was a dink point for a while.
Yeah, it's more than I expected.
Yeah.
But he found a ball that he liked the look of. Rolled a lovely backhand through the middle.
That's what you want to do. If you're big and tall, stand on that kitchen line and reach in. Finish.
Steal time.
Second server.
Or if you're Dylan Frazier and you're aboard watching a dink fest next to you.
Rip one off the tape and
Yeah,
4-2-2.
get to the next point.
exactly.
Side
Pat
out.
Smith, some of the best sound effects in the game.
Good drive. Okay, come on.
It is interesting how the serve comes in at 15, 20 miles an hour at
2, 4,
best.
1.
got to get into that 15 miles an hour.
Okay.
Second server.
And 8 miles an hour, but beautifully inside out.
That's an exciting inside-out dink for a winner.
And the ball is under one of our sponsors, Richard's Rainwater. Delicious water. It's keeping us hydrated here in the booth.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, I should probably drink some of that.
Yeah, get a sip while we get the ball.
Why
There
not?
we go again. Miniature golf inside and out here at Dreamland. 2-4-2, J.W. Johnson to serve.
Side out.
We just need to be a little more precise.
4-2-1.
Get those going. Get to the kitchen and play.
Second server.
Beautiful flick by J.W. Johnson there.
Yeah, he has great strength at full stretch, able to catch a lot of people by surprise. And Tyler Loong just checking the ball, is still
1-2-2.
holding the necessary properties of a sphere.
Side out.
Some loose thirds on both sides here. Just no rhythm. It's the closest match we've had.
Yes,
in
yeah.
2,
doubles.
4, 1.
Typically, the change of ends has already happened at this point.
Second server.
Yeah, right now the young guns look like either one of them is not
2, 4,
quite
2.
anticipating the attack of the other, and therefore not able to kind
Point.
of really catch the counterpunch as well as they would need to.
3-4-2. Point.
Couple of mistakes from Smith, and we're knotted at 4.
4-4-2.
Already not too pleased with his performance. High expectations.
Side out.
I hate to give it to him when somebody's not on tilt, but just a little bit off their game, and then you throw a third in the net.
4-4-1.
Yeah, helps them keep their mental stability. Oh,
Great footwork to stay out of that after an earning failed.
Second server.
There's the counter from Frazier and the finish from J.W. Johnson. Sped up at them to start with, and you know, maybe, I mean, should they wait and counter?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the percentages tend to go with that as an overall strategy. Good stuff. The energy from Loong and Smith is always high. I've seen them really get emotional.
Side out.
Unfortunately, they ride the roller coaster.
Of course.
While the stoic nature of Frazier and Johnson.
You will not be able to guess the score when you look at them.
Never, no.
Seconds over.
It's the basics from the baseline that right now Pat Smith and Tyler Loong are doing better.
Point.
Yeah, he certainly had a good look at that one. Needed to get that backhand over the top.
Choice was absolutely right. Execution, not where he wanted it. That's a dirty third there, finally. Really nice ball by Johnson.
Show me. No.
6-5-2.
5.
And Dylan Frazier, an unlikely suspect that ball, but he makes it work somehow.
Little step back, side of my body, forehand flick.
Yeah, keeps such a compact and efficient technique, but it does look a lot like he's just going to dink the ball.
And suddenly they get to 8 quickly, executing the thirds, counter punching. They got a 3-point lead to rally, team rally.
Yeah, certainly they were able to get a few loose ones from Pat Smith, but we will be back shortly to see the thrilling conclusion of the ATX Pickleballs, Loong and Smith versus Team Rally's Frazier and Johnson.
Originally I'm from Munich, Germany. I moved to the US about just over 16 years ago, and I played D1 college tennis. Thought I'd be here for 4 years and go back, and 16 years later I'm here. Kind of caught the pickleball bug a couple years ago. I was trying really hard not to play pickleball for 2-3 years and said, no, I'm not playing this old guy sport. But then when I actually finally did try it once, I realized real quickly that it's not an old guy sport. The overall lifestyle, the camaraderie, being in a team, all that was very amazing to me and a lot of fun for me. And I think it's only going to get more and more professional, and that evolution is going to be just amazing to be a part of. You know, I kind of got that competitive drive back. It's one of the main reasons I'm out here playing, because that adrenaline is just, it's amazing. It's a great rush being out there. The louder the crowd, the louder we get. I'm just excited to play with different people, against different people, and just really get some banter going.
All right, folks, we are back. Dave Fleming here with the great Morgan Evans. 8-5, Frazier and Johnson lead Loong and Smith. And again, that side change works as a timeout. Stop the little run there. Pat Smith will serve.
Yeah, it's so often the case, isn't it?
Just
Second server.
they're waiting to be attacked.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Loong and Smith, they're going to have to really start doing it even more by the book. These drives are not working in their favor very often. Counter-punching from Frazier and Johnson.
On point.
Yeah, they're getting that ball down in a hurry.
Second server.
They can't rely on the new kids on the block making those easy thirds for too much longer.
That's up too, man. That's, again, just got to be precise against good players, and they have the lead. They've earned the lead. That's when you have another team kind of finding it, that you, even one here and there, you know, suddenly a 3-point lead is 5 or 6. So we'll see what Smith can do with this.
good. Watch angles.
Tremendous defense turns to offense, and then the accomplished tennis player Pat Smith steps into a forehand and rips it down the line.
Rips it off and overhead. You don't see that very often. Don't try it at home, folks.
Please
but
don't.
At the same time, don't just lob it again, please.
Just drop it in the
Just drop it in the kitchen. Just do us all a favor.
Do us a favor.
Just drop us in the kitchen. Please.
And then come in behind.
Yeah,
6-8-1.
it's as simple and as difficult as that.
See, so here's what happens. You miss a couple thirds. They hit a forehand winner on an overhead. 7-8.
Yeah, some points are worth more than others. And they managed to win a good one.
My bad, Tyler.
Second server.
Lovely looking put away. But they will get a second chance.
7? Yes. Good here? Yes, sir.
7-8.
7-8-2.
Themselves squared away here. 7-8.
That's the laziest shot you could hit.
Let's go, let's go.
And here in the commentary booth,
Man,
we
move your
are
feet,
inclined
huh?
to agree.
We are.
Here?
No
With,
feet.
Yeah.
8-7-1.
Exactly.
No
For-
feet were moved by
For a
the
man with that kind of footwork,
Yes.
it's criminal not to move them.
See if there's a local officer who can.
Point.
Lock him up.
Here we go, here we go.
Very odd
At
choice
least.
by Smith.
9-7-1.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I do hope you watch the replay. Oh,
Time out.
One more.
So the, what do you think when you say timeout and your partner says
20
one
minutes.
more? What do you think that?
10-7-1.
It's always weird when I see that.
yeah, that's true.
Like, we're gonna lose another one. Don't worry.
Second
That third,
server.
I mean, the percentage. They're playing so good once they get to the
It's
line.
amazing, yeah, how how they still have a lead
Yes.
with third shot drop percentages as low as they are.
You. No! Come on! Go!
Just long. Yeah, right now the odds are certainly in the favor of Johnson and Frazier when they are up at the kitchen line.
7-10-1. You. Second server.
Sorry, Tyler. God dang it, man.
Went to the wrong place there, and I'm quite certain he's
He's
just-
aware of
Right
it.
here, right here. Get off
I
7.
think he said paddle side
right here.
hip is not where to go in this case
7-10-2.
with him sitting there on his forehand in German with some other players.
Out.
Ooh, very close, but possibly sound long.
Saw him make that a few points ago.
8-10-2.
Yeah, it often inspires a player to keep going to that shot.
Right. Good. Go.
We got to see the patented Pat Smith's full swing on an overhead again there, but it's hard to be patient. Good job by Johnson there when they keep throwing balls you think should end the point back at you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Come on, Pat. Come on.
Nice ball there from Smith.
10-8-2. You.
There it is.
And surprisingly, I think that's the first
First
earning
one, shocking.
from Tyler Loong. So often
Here
you
you'll
see
see
him.
that move. Look at him anticipate that. Land
Come on,
right
let's go,
outside of
Come
the
on,
kitchen.
right now.
Coming right at you. And could this be that momentum?
You.
too good there from Johnson. Measured those cross-court dinks perfectly.
Get off it. Come on. Come on.
Found the one to look for.
8-10-2.
8-10-2.
You. God, man, it's right there.
Side out.
Again, 1 game to 15, win by 1. Drives a little high. Great volley down at the feet.
The margin for error in these games to 15 is
10,
that much
8,
more
1.
tricky than any other.
You.
Ernie's the Ernier.
Yeah, that's a taste of your own medicine.
Tags him.
11-8-1.
See it right there.
Second server.
Come on.
Another miss.
Yeah, if they, I mean, imagine if these two can tighten
This
up their
match would
third
be
shot
over.
drops. Exactly.
Point.
Yeah, that's that
Weißt du,
means
kommt dahin.
unfortunate in German and unlucky.
12-8-2.
Was the follow-up word.
Just missed the line, I think, was third.
Yeah.
Point.
And suddenly,
And I think we'll have a
Frazier
timeout.
and Johnson
Timeout
just
called
2
by the
points
receiving
from
team. The score's 13-8.
knotting this overall match at 1 as
You have a minute.
Parenteau and Grechkina won a convincing women's doubles match to start this. So they are up 1-0. Again, we'll play a men's match and then 2 singles matches. If anyone gets to 3, let's see what coach of ATX Pickleballers, Athena True, has to say.
Yeah. Oop, trade up. We're getting the shots. We're just missing them. We're getting the shots.
I gotta be a little more patient. I'm trying to end it a little earlier, but
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Come on, boys. Come on, Pat. Let's get it back. Let's go, Tyler.
I love you have Parenteau, the
Yeah,
first
just
pick
there.
in the
If it's
draft,
not, then
just
Yeah,
not just, you know, letting her coach.
yeah,
Coach up these 2 guys.
for sure.
And that's
15
knowing
seconds.
if she needs to step in and she saw something, she would certainly throw it out there. But just, you know, let's be the encourager.
Yeah, certainly. No, I had a good chat with
Time
Athena
in.
yesterday. She's
13-8-2.
got a great strategic brain on her.
Out.
Side out.
Nice, Tyler.
Timeout
Yep.
comes through
8-13-1.
again. 8-13-1.
Second server.
Again,
8-13-2.
love it more if it went over.
Yeah. And was it unlucky?
Yeah.
Point.
Good read.
Great
That
read.
attack. Frazier tending to go through the middle on his attacks.
9-13-2.
I think they're starting to pick up on that.
You.
Side out.
There's been a handful of those.
Look at that, J.W. Johnson smiling.
Here.
Oh, we got a smile.
We did.
All right.
Got the lucky
13-9-1.
flick
Okay.
on the first attack, and Smith missed one he normally wouldn't.
You.
Point.
Again,
Great rip by Frazier.
it's amazing for me how well Frazier and Johnson are reading cross-court attacks. So often we expect middle attacks and attacks down the line, but
14-9-1.
each of them is picking up on these cross-court attacks beautifully.
And they've got a chance to win it here. And they do.
Point.
That's
Game.
it.
So,
That's 15-9.
15-9. Team Rally has rallied. Dylan Frazier, J.W. Johnson play a really strong match there in spite of themselves on the third percentage. Probably not much above 2/3. That's probably being generous.
Yeah, at best. So it just proves just how well they were doing up the kitchen line, anticipating attacks, filling gaps, hand speed through the roof.
Now they're thinking they have to make this volley. You guys are charging in. They have to keep it attackable. It's like there's so many things going through their head.
There you see, you know, we talk about, you see standing behind them, Julie Johnson in the orange rally sweatshirt.
You guys should go first.
Another family of pickleball there, and a very accomplished senior pro player herself.
Oh yeah, one of the best. It's always a pleasure to call her matches. So they will decide upon
They're first, I believe.
They chose to rebuild second. They did? I thought with singles.
We have single this one. You said we have single.
Yeah, that's right on your mix. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just getting.
You rebuild first.
Okay,
Oh, right. So JW, if we play Tyler and Catherine, I will think plus for Tyler and Catherine. That's what I've done with him in the past. Yeah. Just because. It's really good. Yes, and he doesn't actually threaten. He doesn't do anything with his back. He just makes it. And then so I'll dink and cross. And then okay. No, you're good. Right back.
You're good. You're good. It's fun. It's
No
good.
problem.
Yeah.
We got this in that
No, yeah, you know, me is the big problem. You're good.
That was first.
All right, you guys do it. Let's keep.
Okay. They chose Catherine and Tyler to go first. We'll go first.
Okay, let's go, guys.
Jesse
And JW will be playing Catherine and Tyler, if I heard that right. Which will.
Yeah.
Hannah Johns sitting next to Dylan Frazier, who played brilliantly in rallying, team rally to get it knotted at one. Take it away, Hannah.
Thanks, Dave. I'm here with Dylan Frazier. You guys were able to finish that one off. The other team got a little fiery at certain points. How did you shut down their momentum?
I think we just kept it soft in the kitchen and waited for them to try to make something happen once we got a little bit of a lead.
And now coming up, we have mixed doubles. You've kept your traditional mixed teams. I think you've played these team-ups most of the event thus far. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And how has it worked out? How do you like the partnerships?
I really like playing with Susannah. I think Jessie and JW are a good team together, so I think we're doing well.
Which one would you say is your stronger team?
I think both teams can go out there and get wins. Yeah.
Confidence from Dylan Frazier. Thanks for speaking with us. We're going to take you to the court now for mixed doubles.
All right. Thank you, Hannah. Dylan not willing to put one of his teams. They have a 1A and a 1A.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay, players, 15
you know,
seconds.
you heard a bit of Jessie Irvine, who is one of the supreme strategists in our game. Not just a brilliant player, but spent lots of time before this event thinking about what she would like to do. She's ready to go. She's going to serve it up again. 1 game to 15. We're knotted at 1 on the scoreboard from the team aspect. Here we go.
All right.
So Jessie basically called that a warm-up. I want to play against Tyler. We're going to go cross-court dink all day. I feel good about it. I'm going to see a lot of that in this match.
Nice shot. Point.
Yeah, I think we are going to see a more aggressive Tyler Loong. Obviously, he is a fantastic mixed player. Feels much more comfortable taking lots of court, using his athleticism.
Second server.
Last spin, sorry.
You're good.
1-0-2.
You.
Yeah!
And a huge forehand through the middle there.
So I think everyone watches how poetic she is at the kitchen line. Beautiful.
2-0-2.
Plenty of firepower as well.
For sure. There's a very good reason why she was first pick in the draft.
Hey. Me. You.
Yours.
You, I'll go. Me.
Phenomenal
Side out.
mid-court defense by
Unbelievable.
Irvine,
many
and
points?
Johnson
Yeah.
tracked one down.
Some of those balls, I mean, they should
Put the ball away.
check the ball for cracks right
0-2-1.
now. So much pace, but they got them back again and again.
You.
Does anyone
Second
swat?
server.
It's like 80 flies were in his way there.
0-2-2.
They haven't seen a fly in his household since the late 90s.
You. You.
Watch. Point.
Yeah, she just floated that ball a little long.
Should we have her come over
Kind of
more?
reached that JW
Yeah.
halves. Very impressive.
Okay.
Here we go. 1-2-2.
1-2-2.
You.
Looks a lot like the doubles match, doesn't it, with
Does.
men's?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's when you've got a couple of ladies with the sort of power
What do you want? This?
and precision that these
Yeah.
two
2-2-2.
do, they can compete and do very well in men's pickleball, I think.
No question.
You go. Hello.
Good try. Side out.
Yeah, good leave, that one.
Good leave.
Certainly.
He had to jump to hit it, but good.
2-2-1.
Good eyes.
You.
Point.
Nice deception
Feel
there
free
from
to
Tyler
shuffle
Loong.
around here.
Just getting a little slippery with that forehand, catching the
3,
outside
2,
of Irvine.
1.
Gives him the lead, 3-2.
You. You. You.
Second server.
That's a great ball there from Johnson, able to pluck it out of the air.
Flick it inside out.
3-2-2.
Yeah,
Caught
a lot of
Parenteau. She's it after that tag.
Nice, Tyler.
So Loong is starting to move a little bit. I think he felt like, man, I hit 300 cross-court backhand digs. I really don't want to do that. It's not my mix.
No one needs to do that. If you want that kind of stuff, you're going to have to wind back to 2010.
Exactly.
Here.
Grind it out
Yeah.
with
2-4-1.
Brian Staub.
Yeah.
Bagby.
You up. You. You.
Point.
God, I do love how well he just squashes those middle forehands. Such compact, efficient technique. Always able to keep the paddle out in front.
3-4-1.
Reduces his margin.
You go.
Second server.
Okay. There we go. Yeah.
3, 4, 2.
You.
Point.
Looks like JW's third balls have gotten a little better. I think he knows that
What do you
Irvine
want,
will
this
not
one?
accept that kind of third ball
yeah.
percentage.
Four,
He's
four,
lifted
two.
his game, trying hard
Stay.
to press.
See the backhand miss from Parenteau.
You.
Hold on.
Right here.
Keep driving on that, Jessie, and I'll crash. She gets nervous.
Here we go.
Oh. We've heard a quick call from
4,
Loong
4, 1.
Okay.
saying that JW will get nervous.
So, Parenteau ready.
Yeah, very ready.
On the backhand.
Great forehands, a couple of good
5,
forehands
4,
in there.
1.
And then giant whipping forehand from Loong. Tends to happen if your body's kind of moving in that direction. Not easy to be able to.
All the momentum goes there.
Yeah, exactly.
Me.
That's big.
And again, the threat of the Ernie from Parenteau just changes the pattern of the point. They're up 3. And we will switch at 8-4 off the return miss. And this match certainly flipped quickly. We had settling in. Irvine just grinding that, and J-Dub trying to find places where he could get in. He was getting in there. What would you tell them to do? Go back to that?
I think so, yeah. Look, they had a really good chance early on, and I think, just like so many people, they a couple of big points, and they start suddenly inspired to do a little more than they need to do, and you can forget that you may very well just be feeding into your opponent's uncanny ability to read your particular attacks.
If you can, attack her, but if not, then just wait for the one, because she's going to pop it up eventually.
And then drive to her?
Yeah, if you can. If it's there, don't force it.
So again, they're going to try and push Irvine off the line. Probably see a few more Ernie attempts, and it's more to move. I don't think she's trying to hit an Ernie, but just force the ball away from down the line.
The threat is
equally as important.
Exactly. That was a full stretch. He is remarkably good when he's off balance, but there's a limit to how much you can get away with.
Johnson finishes with authority after a ton of patience, which we like seeing on both sides.
Yeah, no, they dinked incredibly well. Very effective cross-court dinking from all 4 players. And finally, the put away.
Seconds over.
It's just always a shame. Such a beautiful point.
And then,
yeah. We'll have a chat to Jessie about that.
Please do. We'd like to have 2 points like that. Prior one in a row and then a missed return. Boy. Okay.
Yeah.
We had to put an ante on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. All 4 players thought, we did well enough there.
5-8-2.
Let's just tone it back.
5-8-2. Two tremendous dig block out of
nowhere.
Right now.
And then
the squirt over.
Yeah, Loong did so well to not just counter, but get it into an unlikely location.
What is it?
And Loong just having a quick chat to his paddle.
My fault.
Which I believe is bilingual in paddle and English, so that's good.
Yeah. That's good.
Set out.
Like the idea there.
Yeah,
Got a ball up.
If only you got points for ideas.
Every game would be 11 zip.
God, we should play that game.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry from Jessie.
A little bit of net love there.
6-8-1.
6-8-1.
You go. You.
That is not the place to flick it.
No.
You know, they tried a change of putting Catherine on the left side.
7-8-1.
Yeah, almost
On
anywhere.
the right side, excuse me.
Almost nowhere is a good place to flick with JW on that side of the court.
So keep the backhands in the middle again. She went to the exact same spot and the exact same result.
Yes, that does seem to feed into that whole definition of insanity.
8-8-1.
Sure it does.
Big serve.
Back to their traditional positioning for this point.
Out.
Seconds
Good
over.
leave. Impressed that Loong resisted the temptation to flick that ball down the line. Thought better of it.
8-8-2. Yes, ma'am.
8-8-2, all knotted up here. We're knotted in the game score. Each team has one win in gender doubles. So Parenteau started the firefight and pushed Irvine back just a bit, and there's the finish.
Indeed. I'm enjoying how well Loong and Parenteau are communicating there. They had a lot to say after that one, and it seems like they feel like they've got a strategy that they can work with. I'm not sure that was the strategy that they agreed upon.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
I don't hear anyone say we should attack JW quite high. What do you think? No.
Come on.
Run with that.
Run with that. It's
No,
genius.
run away from that.
Run like the wind in the other direction.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, and Loong jumping to be struck by the ball.
He was jumping out of the way of his partner, out of the way of the ball. Here comes. We have two ships coming into port at the same time. Nice finish by
But good
Johnson.
Good hat catch.
Yes.
Points for that, obviously. And another one to the outside of Irvine. He's picked that spot a handful of times. The ball not far from going wide, but
yeah, it's a dangerous angle because 44 by 20 here, Morgan. Not a lot of room over there.
Yeah, this is still going with that, Ali. Okay.
Good.
Here's a question for you, Dave. Is the court getting too small for pickleball?
We'll see.
Show me.
These athletes are getting bigger and bigger and better and better.
So good. Come on.
Gotta learn how to adapt is the key right now.
I'm thinking about going over to Moscow, get on one of those stretching machines, give myself a couple of extra inches.
Sure would help both of us, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's going way out. Second serve. Go.
I'm not 100% sure it was.
There we go. Get off it.
I agree with you now, Catherine. 8-9-2.
You, you, you.
Like a two-handed forehand for a moment.
You. Out.
Just spins wide off the tape. That would have been a fun thing to see what he decided to do, because I don't think around the post was a choice
He
here.
would have had to really curl it. Tough shot.
There you see the spin of the ball. It's going just wide.
Good lead, good eyes.
And flicking in the middle, flicking on this, just not being.
Yeah, he so often gets up on one leg when he does it as well. Full flamingo.
You're kidding me.
He had what he looked for, no doubt about it.
Okay.
And now we've got a little tension in a doubles match today. 9-10.
Yeah, finally, we were due, right?
Over here.
You, go, 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 go. Me. Hey, me.
Well, clearly on that one. And Loong just able to keep his patience there. He's got a tricky dink in some ways. He doesn't put much pace on that backhand slice dink. It forces people to make their own pace out of the ball. And that can sometimes cause some timing issues.
You go. Yes.
You.
Just a millisecond of indecision there as Parenteau went for the early, and he was like, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really illustrates just how important the timing is. If you are in great position, these guys and girls can do almost anything, but a fraction of a second robbed from you, suddenly that same shot is tricky.
Go. Me. You, go. You. You go. Me.
That would have been deep.
Indeed.
Me.
That one is deep. A tremendous point there.
Point of the game for
Jessie
sure.
Irvine saved the ball just a millimeter from her face.
Yeah.
On a great attack by Parenteau, and
Yeah.
we're knotted at 10.
Come on, right now, right now.
10-10-1.
Again,
Exciting
one game to
times.
15, win by just one.
Hey, let's go. Come on.
Yeah, just finding an awkward spot.
Yeah.
So often, if you can target the left side of
11-10-1.
that right-hand side player, it can be very tricky.
You.
Here's the last point of that ball sailing out after an incredible rally.
Good.
Out. Second server.
See Irvine light up a two-handed backhand there. Hasn't hit a lot of balls with pace in this match.
11-10-2.
No, she does have one of, if not the most powerful
Hold on.
two-handed backhand in the game.
You. Yeah!
Loong ready for the ATX Pickleballers.
Things work well for them when they allow their opponents to take that first risk.
12-10-2.
And now up two. Just 3 points from a win.
Go. Yeah. You. Go. You. You. You.
Watch.
You. You. Me. You. 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 You.
You.
Another save.
Hey! You. 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 You.
Phenomenal point.
Unbelievable.
Net cords threw up a lob. It is Lobfest 2021, and the overhead was smoked at their feet, and Loong got it back.
How many points do we
The
have?
reflexes to do that.
Is this right?
Incredible stuff, and a well-deserved point for them. 13-10-2, 2 points away.
No!
Right out.
They won't let us have it.
They won't let us have it. Just give us 2 great points in a row. We'll pay you.
Yeah, we want to see who's got the fitness.
10-13-1.
And I'm talking about us fans. Can we handle 2 of those in a row?
Yeah, for sure.
Me.
To go from being attacked to on the attack,
Yeah.
brilliant. By
Starting to really see the ball.
Show me,
Mr.
yeah.
Loong is everywhere at the moment,
10-13-2.
and Catherine Parenteau playing fantastic pickleball.
You.
some fire and brimstone from Jessie Irvine.
Indeed. She has seen that same attack from Loong a number of times now. And at 11-13, 10-13, she was suddenly very ready.
Oh. Maybe the forehand, Ernie, would have worked there.
Possibly.
Flicked it back.
Yeah, he does love this this backhand.
He does.
Timeout called by the receiving team. The
And a good timeout called.
Timeout. We got humans loving this. We got canines loving this. And it is 12-13-2 again. Game to 15. Win by 1. Good timeout there. A couple long points. Settle in. Let's see what they say.
But what works is the thinking you do, you take the cross.
Keep picking on Jessie. Okay. You got her all day. She's not speeding up. She's not.
Yeah.
And the normal amount of chat from
okay.
team.
Pat on the back, go get them, guys. Whereas, like, we're having 18th level calculus decisions on the strategy on the other side. Hey, whatever works.
Right now.
Hey, I mean, they're within 1 point.
Exactly. There's not a right answer, obviously, here, but
right here.
It's more fun when since we went to the trouble of miking up, we can hear what they're saying.
All right, here we go.
Ideally.
12-13-2.
Again, J.W. Johnson serving at 12-13-2. Just win by 1, folks.
Good lead, good early shout.
Good matrix.
Yep, very impressive.
13-12.
Timeout works.
Ball back.
13-12-1.
You. Go.
Oh,
Wow. Go. You.
so crazy disguise tried by Irvine, which usually works, but not with somebody with lightning feet like Loong.
Yeah, how we got that. I thought the point was over.
I did too.
About to start doing a little analysis, and now we're back.
13-12-2, 2 points away. And they grind out a dink point and have the match on Tyler Loong's Falcon paddle.
14-12.
They did it by the book on that one. Smart play.
Me. You.
And that's what a match point should look like. Catherine Parenteau finishes after 60, 70, 80 balls. I lost count after 10.
It was more than enough. Both teams couldn't fathom losing that one on an easy one. They did it by the book, a lot of patience, found the right moments to attack, but the counterpunch in the end from Parenteau, unbelievable, ripping that forehand past the young J.W. Johnson.
And I just love the emotion we're seeing from these players in this team format, Morgan. They're playing for each other, and they're playing for their teammates who are their biggest fans sitting there a few feet off the court.
It really has changed the way they play the game, and we're seeing so clearly what it means to be part of a team. You know, obviously doubles, you feel like a team, but it's different. When there's two other people and their parents and sideline owners, fans cheering on the team, it just changes things. It's fantastic.
So, what a match. Tyler Loong catching his breath, sneaking in next to Hannah Johns over there. Hannah, talk to the victors. What a great last point.
Yeah, Dave, I'm here courtside. Tyler Loong just said, don't get too close. I'm pretty sweaty. But wow. What a match we just witnessed. Guys, how crucial is it that you were able to just go up 2-1 in games?
Huge. Yeah, it takes a lot of pressure off us, off the team that's playing right now. Gives us a lot of motivation, positivity. It's a big plus.
And you guys are actually, we've been noticing since we have you both mic'd up, we're able to see that you two are some of the best communicators on court, very positive, pumping each other up, communicating about what you're going to do next. And we noticed that in contrast to the team that you were playing where there really wasn't that much communication, how does that affect the course of the match?
I think it for sure helps talking it out with your partners, because sometimes, you know, some strategy are not working your way. So we're able to, Tally and I were able to kind of talk it out and, you know, switch sides sometimes to try something different. So for sure it's a huge help for us. And yeah, we're looking forward to see what's going to happen next.
Well, look, it worked out perfectly for you guys. We're going to show you the next mixed doubles final now.
All right, Hannah, thank you. ATX, or Austin, Texas, Pickleballers. Up 2-1, and, you know, they struggled out the gate, and I think when you have new combos like this, I've talked a lot to Pat Smith, never played together with Tyler Loong before. Yana and Catherine, new on the scene. Now, what's interesting about this next match is Yana and Pat had the same college tennis coach. So there is some familiarity there.
Interesting.
And they are going to try and put 2 in a row on the board for ATX Pickleballers. What do you expect to see from Barr and Frazier on the other side?
Well, I think Barr and Frazier, their games are inherently patient. They're both wonderful counterpunchers. Barr struggled a little bit with her backhand dinks in the singles. Hopefully she's going to be able to tighten that up.
Fine.
And Grechkina getting to start with, again, a lot of emotion coming from her. You heard her before. I was the last pick. I don't want to let anyone down. I was surprised. I'm thrilled to be here.
For sure.
And she deserves to be here, just to be clear.
100% no, and it's a powerful motivator when you're trying to really prove yourself. And there was a swing and a miss.
So again, the sight lines, we have fans behind that, may have lost the ball there, because that was
yeah, we have seen that a couple of times throughout the series. Sick. Yeah.
Sick inside out. Look, Loong's on the court firing up his teammates.
Yeah,
quick 2-0 lead.
It really is the holy grail, a clean winner dink. If you can pull that off. They may think twice of it.
Out.
Okay, and team possibly helping with the call.
Which is perfectly fine.
Excellent.
Yours.
You.
Mine. Yours.
Again, you'll hear Susannah Barr, great communicator.
Got it. Yours.
Yeah! Dangerous land that Grechkina stepped in there.
Very much so. Frazier had everything he looked for there and more, but couldn't quite get it over this.
And 4 on the first server here for Smith and Grechkina.
Yeah, massive stuff. All the momentum on their team right now.
So This team has done a lot of damage shaking and baking, meaning one or the other is driving, the other one's looking to put away the next ball, but you have to put that ball in the right place. Smith went cross court behind Grechkina, and no chance to have the ball in front of her to be able to bake.
Very much.
All right, let's go.
Good one, good one.
Yeah, great start from the ATX team. Let's see if Barr and Frazier can get on the board.
Nine. Come on, Pat.
Come on.
Frazier to serve to Pat Smith.
I got it.
Yeah.
Smith has that wicked cut backhand
All right,
return. Actually checked up there and didn't travel as much as Barr thought.
Very tricky.
Good eyes, yeah.
It's 2 forehand drive, missed thirds in a row. When you're up 4 again, that's when you have a chance to make that lead bigger.
Indeed, and it's generally easier done from up the kitchen. Great serve.
Just keep, I mean, this is the name of their game. They're going to be ripping it all day. And they're finding Barr with a short return, not able to get to the kitchen line, moving.
Certainly. Barr's definitely going to need to just lift the ball a little higher on the returns, buy herself enough time to get well positioned up at the kitchen.
Yours. Yours. Go. Yours. Got.
And Grechkina with the defense. Smith with the finish.
Yeah, it's good clutch work. And they have
We're
taken
7.
a hefty lead. They're back to the norm that we were
Yes,
expecting.
the doubles norm here.
All right, here we go.
Looking for it, but
Too late.
well
Ruga
into his
second earlier.
partner's side. He had to either anticipate it earlier, but again, 7-zip can Barr get on the board here with Frazier.
I got it.
And he goes back shoulder flick.
Yeah, it seems to be a trend between lobbing and attacking to the outside of the cross-court player.
I got
Something is in the water.
Out. Hurry.
All right.
Here we go, Dylan.
Now they're ready to go. Got their first point. Frazier to serve at
172.
172.
I got it. Side out.
She lied. She did not have it.
She hit it.
Oh, she hit it. Yeah, certainly attempted.
All right, can they get to the switch here? 7-1-1.
And
got there with a gift.
When it rains, it pours.
And it is 8-1-1. Ownership group on their feet. High fives from the teammates.
See the curl?
Well, okay.
Imagine a world where being carbon neutral is as simple as swiping the right credit card. Introducing Carbon Zero, the only credit card that automatically calculates, offsets, and tracks your carbon footprint as you spend. With Carbon Zero, how you make purchases today is exactly how you protect tomorrow. Sign up for the Carbon Zero credit card and swipe your carbon footprint goodbye.
We are back at Major League Pickleball at Dreamland, and Pat Smith and Yana Grechkina have jumped out to an 8-1 lead.
Second
Trying
server.
to finish this off for the ATX Pickleballers, and will be 2 team wins.
8-1-2. Set up.
Just long.
Same idea.
Yeah. Inches away from greatness.
And the side chain,
1-8-1.
no damage. Let's see if Barr and Frazier can get going. There's a nice patient point waiting for something to attack, and they've doubled up to 2-8-1.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the basic strategy that Barr and Frazier are going to look for is how they can target Yana Grechkina, a newer player to the game. And that has to happen at the kitchen line.
You want to make her hit a lot of balls, but off the bounce. That
Yes.
ball's up in the air, and she's easily able to attack it.
Exactly.
2-8-2. Point.
All right, we may indeed be approaching a ball game here. 3-8.
3-8-2.
Yours. Mine.
Couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, I just think driving the ball is feeding into a you pick 'em kind of affair, and Grechkina does have fantastic hands.
8-3-1.
And then they're just driving at Barr. And we've seen 3 or 4 of the 9 points they have are just straight winners off of a third.
9-3-1.
Indeed.
Second server.
So
Not
if
everyone
Frazier
should attack
is
cross
if
court.
Frazier is cross court from you,
Yeah, it's
as
different.
opposed to Barr, much different.
Little
Pat Smith's wearing that one.
Yeah. There'll be a mark.
Got it. Watch it. Out.
You okay?
Unlucky.
And I think
there's
he
a-
caught his partner with the paddle. She was stepping in to hit a 2-hander.
Yeah, just
Caught her in the chin, I believe. Saw it out of the corner of my eye.
little sweet chin music. Well, sometimes when you run with the bulls,
There it is.
you'll get the horns.
Right here. Oh, it's more the elbow.
Oh, he he gave her the people's elbow.
Well, you
Yeah.
can get a medical. You can get a medical. It doesn't go against that timeout.
Yeah, it's not the paddle.
Medical? What is it? To assess it or what
It's
is
the elbow.
it? Is it medical?
Oh, no, it was the
I
paddle.
got
Was it
a-
the
I
paddle?
got a cheek.
Yeah, it
with
was
my
the
paddle.
paddle. Definitely
Yeah.
was.
Well,
Yeah.
just at least have a look at it. I hit it with, I touched it with my paddle on the cheek.
It was the paddle.
What's that?
I hit it with the paddle on the cheek.
Okay, let's get back in this. Yeah, this
This could be the enforced timeout that Barr and Frazier need to try to
Settle in here.
settle in and rally.
All right, folks, let's get Grechkina the proper treatment she needs. We'll be right back. Right after this, don't go anywhere.
It's time for a different way to pay for healthcare. Crowd Health was made with you in mind. We saw insurance companies wasting your time and money with high premiums, crazy deductibles, and wasteful overhead. So, we're cutting the cord on the old ways and treating your money like it's actually yours. We reimagined healthcare that's simplified, with amazing pricing and fast communication, all at your fingertips. We solve restrictive networks keeping you from care you need. So with us, you can see any doctor you want. Whether you're paying too much or don't have any coverage at all, in under 5 minutes, get your healthcare freedom back without breaking the bank. You deserve quality healthcare that is simplified and affordable and gives you peace of mind. Join Crowd Health today.
All right, folks, we're back. Fans are applauding Yana Grechkina. Unfortunately, her chin knows what a Franklin X40 has felt all its life. That electron paddle in Pat Smith's hands can definitely do damage. I'm thrilled she's just fine because she's playing fantastic in this match.
She tangled with the Winter Soldier. Yes. Not everybody comes out alive on that one.
Time in. 3-9-1.
Captain America.
3-9-1. Another
Second
dipping,
server.
cutting return
does
from
have
Smith.
A great knife on that one.
And a miss.
Side
So
out.
after all that, can we get ourselves reset here? Give it right back.
9-3-1.
find out shortly.
Dylan Frazier staring down the return of Pat Smith's serve. 9-3-1. Just misses. Few attackable balls in there. The both ladies chose not to pull the trigger on.
For sure, and I think Dylan Frazier's going to need to start getting in there and doing some real damage. At the moment, he's being a little too timid as a mixed player. And Susannah Barr would ask him kindly to start getting involved.
Make her nervous.
Yeah.
Take the middle, make her beat you down the line.
Exactly.
Point.
Within 5. Again, switched it 0-8.
4-9-1. Point.
Now 5-9-1.
5-9-1.
Smith, he had a good look at it. No need to go that close to the line.
9-1.
Could have picked on Barr down the line.
Second server.
Good take.
Good take. Nice roll by Grechkina.
6-9-2.
Lead is 3 at 6-9-2.
Point.
All right, and a freebie on serve.
Barr has a very good serve in the women's game and obviously in the mixed game as well.
Yeah.
Folks, it's a 1-point game.
All of a sudden.
16 of the 17 points have been won on the side where Barr and Frazier currently stand. Barr just laid on that. It was in the strike zone.
So they'll get the ball back. And it'll be Smith serving to Barr.
9-8-1.
Lots of good D, and I think you talked about quality shot selection in the transition area once you get out of a mess there.
Yeah, and it's so tricky. She was had a rush of blood moving forward. Tough to control the pace of that reset.
Side out.
And now Barr and Frazier
starting to
have the
feel
ball
it.
back with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this match.
Okay.
8-9-1.
8-9-1. Got it.
Tried to take another full rip at an overhead there on the forehand. We've seen that effective in the men's match. But we're tied at 9, and again, folks, if Barr and Frazier come all the way back, we will go to singles.
Fine. Got it.
And Barr
with the earning.
She's been looking for it. She hasn't found any other opportunities. Good time for her to perform it.
10, 9, 1.
And paddles hitting the ground is the sound of a timeout.
Indeed, we'll listen in to see what the teams have to say, or at least one of the teams.
Susannah Barr is chatting.
Doing as well. He's trying to force the ball over to me. Keep my point in the box. We're getting
We're doing great. Let's go.
Parenteau again in there.
Let's go. Keep fighting.
Encouraging her team.
Okay. 1 point ball game, but for the first time, Barr and Frazier in the lead, 10 points to 9.
Serving on the 1 here.
10, 9, 1.
Got it. Got it. Oh.
Nice.
Second server.
Get the first stop out of the timeout. Will they get 2?
10, 9, 2.
Yours. Nice, Dylan. Great
Answer
drive.
is no. Short return, pounced on.
Yeah, I think while the team of Smith and Grechkina are trying to unwind a stack, there are some drive opportunities.
Yeah. Mine. Got it.
Point.
Way to take that.
And another sort of leaning volley dink catches the net.
Yeah, she's got to get comfortable just quickly pivoting back, taking those off the bounce.
I got it. Watch it. Go.
There's Pat Smith coming in there. And again, folks, if Barr and Frazier win this, we'll be rounded at 2. These 4 players on each side are going to have to play singles. And I hope they do.
More entertainment for us.
Yours. Yours.
Grechkina coming in.
Out of nowhere. Mighty
Tremendous.
Here we go, Dylan.
Tremendous footwork to get there.
Right here, Yana.
10, 12, 1.
Huge finish. 10, 12, 1. Pat Smith saw the sky cam come past his eyeballs.
I got it.
Great recovery off the tape.
Yeah, great work there. They're almost better off trying to start some chaos early. Not risk.
That's how they won before. Just drive it, rip it. 11, 12, 1.
Yep.
Oh.
One more.
Smith stepped in there on a tough ball, got behind him.
11, 12,
2. Grechkina to serve 2. Frazier.
Got it. Yours. Mine. Go. Watch it.
And Grechkina attacked. She'd had a couple of those earlier, but now she's letting it go. 12, 12, 2.
She recovered from the cheek slap with the paddle.
Yep. Watch it.
And outside shoulder on the reach in the middle, and they're within 2 of winning this. And Barr's paddle hits the ground. There it is. A lot of people have been looking for the ball in the middle and getting beat on their left side, and I think that's okay because it's part of what you're giving up. But wow, great surges from both sides.
It really has been a game of runs, and I couldn't tell you who's going to walk away with this one. All I know is we are lucky to be here.
Best seats in the house, Morgan.
Yep, no doubt about it.
So again, to reset where we're at.
Keep fighting.
Team ATX Pickleballers is up 1 and has won 2 of the first 3 doubles matches. If they get the next 2 points, we are done. If Team Rally can do exactly what their name is and win 3 points, again, win by 1, then we're playing singles. So here we go. 13-12 on a 2. Grechkina to serve.
Just a little late with that intercept.
Going out. Wasn't pretty, but
oh, you big dummy!
I think
it was going out.
that's, if it was out, it was by an inch at most. 12-13-1.
Mine.
Great deep return, good angled volley. Barr unable to get underneath that, Morgan.
So much intensity coming from the Smith-Grechkina duo.
That'll be asking for more of that from him,
Yes.
and why not at 13-12 down?
Maybe
now
that,
we're not at.
Maybe that was a strategy. Be placid until the end.
Till the end. Trick them.
Play possum. Oh.
Wow. Frazier got exactly what he wanted and had 2 balls before that he could have taken as well, but still had what he wanted and caught the tape.
Had to work hard to miss that.
So got to just take a deep breath. 13-13-1.
Hopefully it won't come back to haunt him. Good return there.
Great deep return. Give him a lot of credit to not let nerves get into that next ball.
Yeah, he's too young for nerves.
Hasn't even developed them.
Nah. Oh, good speed.
They chose not to switch to protect the return. And now we are at not just game point, but match point. 14-13-2. Got to win by 1.
Yours.
You.
Mine. Mine.
Go.
And the ATX Pickleballers come through winning 15-13 to close this match out at 3 games to 1, and the Austin, Texas Pickleballers have now won 2 in a row. You heard Pat Smith say go. She hadn't been going on a couple other opportunities, but that set off everything. And Grechkina, star of the beginning of the match, takes an electrum paddle in the chin and finishes with her partner. And they go to 2 wins on the campaign. And man, Team Rally has played some amazing pickleball and yet doesn't have a win to show for it.
Yeah, no, it's exactly true. You know, I've said it before, so often the script of a match follows the internal monologue of the losing side. And unfortunately, I didn't see the kind of energy and chemistry from the team from the sideline to help that. Who knows what they were really thinking about, but I'm not sure. I didn't see the belief that they could really win that one. They played well, and we'll toss over to Yana to get an interview with the victors. Let's see what they've got to say.
Thanks, Morgan. I'm here courtside. I've got these competitors by my side. Yana, Patrick, you were up 9-3. You took that shot to the face by Patrick. Did that rattle you guys for a little while?
It definitely slowed me down a little bit. It got in my head. Dylan started getting a little bit more aggressive. I started taking steps back. I stopped being aggressive, and yeah, we almost got in trouble.
Patrick, how bad does it feel to knock your partner in the face?
Well, shout out to Rob Nunnery. I don't have to urinate right now. That was pretty funny last night. Well, Rob Nunnery, not your face. Well, I guess I have a reputation with my partners and my opponents, as as your brother knows, apparently. So, yeah, I mean, clearly don't do it on purpose. I'm just trying to get my forehand in there, and I feel terrible. I mean, I'm probably out of anybody there. I probably feel worse than anybody because I did it. It definitely rattled us. I mean, I can't even imagine this. I've got a pretty. My forehand's pretty quick, so I do not want to get hit by that.
He hits me and he misses a shot too.
Okay. Let's
It's got in the way.
swap that up.
We know Patrick is one of the most kind-hearted players on tour, but you did nail one of my brothers right in the sensitive areas. So
That's Jay's fault. He made me do it.
anyway, you guys also have some of the most enthusiastic team owners I think that we've seen out of any of the teams. They're so loud behind you guys, all three of them over there. How awesome have they been thus far?
Oh my God, they've been a huge help, especially last night. They've been hyping us up. It's been tremendous help. Just keep energy going.
We can't bring her in. Hey, Renee, I know you're on a blackout and you're not supposed to be on camera right now.
Is that true? I'm on a blackout?
That's what we heard.
Oh, then yes, but here we are. That's all right.
Congratulations to the whole team, guys. We're going to go back to the court now. We're going to show you some more matches.
All right, folks. What a finish to that one.